Hello, Sawadika. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for the Tuesday Muay Thai class live. Today we're going to be focusing a lot more on elbows. I know I've had some technical difficulties for the last two Muay Thai classes, so I apologize for that. So in a way to make up for it for you guys, I'm going to be doing on Saturday a special class at 11 a.m. I will be doing a Q&A. So bring all of your martial arts questions and we will go over anything that I have done as far as martial arts is related. It's all on the table for that. So today we're going to be focusing mostly on elbows and then some little bit of footwork and some different things that I worked with Sagat on and all that fun stuff. But we'll probably warm up with some review of the boxing we've done for the last couple of weeks. So if you have some weights or anything like that, you want to get a little more of a workout in, you're more than welcome to turn this more into a workout. And then the video, of course, will be available 12 hours later for replay. I always try to let that available to people. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like, you can also become a patron. And this gives you the ability to get exclusive content as well as detailed notes of all the classes. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get started. Please hit the thumbs up button or hit the comment section to check in so I know that you're here and all that good stuff. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to warm up with just some review of some of the boxing that we've done over the last couple of weeks, starting with footwork and then working our way into the defense and then reviewing the boxing 20 is kind of our warm up today. So we're going to start in our stance, feet together, 1, 2, 3.5. My front foot is going to be a little bit lighter for Thai. I'm going to be a little more 60-40. Boxing might be a little more 50-50. Elbows in, roll the knuckles in tight. This is going to be a little bit of a 45 here. We're going to start with our plus sign footwork. So 1, 2, 3. Jab, cross, hook, cross. 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 So that was our step and slide or our plus sign footwork. That was our first footwork. Our next one we're going to do is our quarter turn offensive or our right lateral triangle. So we're going to step, then I'm going to pivot. If I'm doing this correctly and flanking my opponent correctly, I should still end up in my stance. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my 1-3 or my jab hook series for you. Jab, hook, cross. Okay. Step, pivot, jab, hook, cross. Step, pivot, jab, hook, cross. Step, pivot, jab, hook, cross. So that was our quarter turn footwork. Now we're going to do our V steps. Start at the top of the V. We're going to step off. I'm going to bob a little bit. Have my uppercut, my hook, cross. Come to the top, step off, uppercut, hook, cross, step off, uppercut, hook, cross, uppercut, hook, cross. Okay, that's our V step. We also wedged out. So if we're in our stance and we're doing this defensively, instead of just V-stepping or left lateral triangle, I'm going to use my front foot to replace my back foot. I'm going to wedge out defensively, then step back in, hit my jab, cross, hook, cross. So one more time. My front foot replaces my back foot, wedging out, step back in, jab, cross, hook, cross. Okay, one more time. Wedging out, jab, cross, hook, cross. Excellent. So that's our next one. We also did a 180 footwork. We did this at the end of the boxing 20, where when I step, I'm going to do a full 180. Full 180. Full 180. So at the end of that boxing 20, we're going to bob, weave, and then I'm going to slide this leg back to a full 180 to that fadeaway hook. And then go back into the cross. So I bob, weave, slide the foot back, full 180, fadeaway hook, back into the cross. Okay? So these are all the different types of footwork that we've covered so far. Now we're just going to review all the defense we've done. We're going to start with our head movement. First one we did was the forward V or the slip. So slipping, slip, 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 was the backwards V or the ride back. We also did the forward U or the bottom weave. And then the backwards U or rolling with the punches. We also worked on the high cover, high elbow cover. We also worked on covering the body shot. We also worked on parrying. Okay, so these are all the different defenses we've done so far. Okay, so we've covered our combos, our footwork, and our defense. Now we're ready for something different. So what we're going to start today, we're going to do two types of footwork. We're going to do a quarter turn, going the opposite direction, so versus the full 180, or follow water. I think they meant flow like water in Thailand, but we're going to call it follow water. We're also going to work on a shuffle, where I use the momentum of picking up my lead leg to come forward. Okay. We're going to start this really simple with just one of our boxing combinations. We're just going to start with the 1-3 with the shuffle. So I'm going to jab. Now I'm going to bring my leg up. This is my little half beat to shuffle in to cover distance. I throw my hook and then my cross again. I saw this type of footwork a lot when I was in Thailand. It's a great way to kind of cover distance because it disguises it. It looks like you're about to shuffle up and maybe kick. So it kind of disguises that footwork a little bit to come in. Because if you just come in forward and try to rip off a Thai guy's head, you just get teeped a lot. Ask me how I know. That happened to me a lot when I was in Thailand. So we're going to throw our jab. I come back. Now I'm going to bring this leg up and then shuffle in, hook, cross. Now you can use this to kind of shuffle to the side. I usually use that to set up a kick. But for the sake of today, we're just going to go linear with it. So jab, I bring the leg up, shuffle in, hook, cross. One more time. Shuffle in, hook, cross. Shuffle in, hook, cross. Shuffle in, hook, cross. Okay. Our next one is going to be our quarter turn or follow water. So this is we're going to combine with our defense of the day, which is the long guard. Something that is very, you see more in Thai. You're not going to see it as much in MMA, and you're not going to see it as much in boxing. But I think there's a lot of value in learning it, and Zagat went really into all these different ways he likes to cover. So our traditional long guard is just going to be here, kind of keeping it really, really stiff. Okay, but we can also exit a little bit, or exit here. And this is going to help block some of the uppercuts and other things like that. So once you get your guard, you can kind of adjust it and hand fight where you need to go. When I was working with Sagat, he was really funny. He's like, "Oh, you touched my head, I'll give you $1,000." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not touching your head, am I?" So we're going to combine the two drills. We're going to combine this long guard where I'm pushing here, making sure this is really strong. So I want to flare in a little bit so my shoulders cover my jaw, covering my head. And then we can combine this with our quarter turn. So when I'm stepping, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is a great way to practice it, just finding the rhythm. Every art kind of has its own feel and its own rhythm. So this has got a kind of a smoothness to it. The best way Muay Thai was explained to me was someone said it was like Thai boxing is like a waterfall. It is beautiful to look at, but you wouldn't want to be underneath it. So that's how you kind of want to treat your Thai. So our two major forces are shuffle in and then our long guard. We're going to combine this with our elbows. And we're just going to go straight into it. There are 9 elbows for the WTBA, or the World Thai Boxing Association curriculum, which are very important to know. And we can kind of mix those up as we see fit. We're just going to do a couple elbow combinations that I really like and enjoy tremendously. And we're going to combine this with our footwork. So, because if you'll notice, boxing range is not the same as elbow range. You have to be a lot closer. So for elbows, we want to be more in this like uncomfortable, bad breath range. Like I want to know what the guy had for lunch. And also, they're super dangerous. They're kind of a game changer in Thai boxing. When I was watching fights, people would like not throw elbows until like one guy threw. I was like, oh, it's on now. So it's a game changer because it only takes one to cut you open. They're incredibly dangerous. I had a fighter who was like winning the clinch of the fight. So someone caught him with an elbow and just broke his nose instantly. So it only takes one. So respect them. So the first thing we're going to be working on is just shuffling in. So we're going to switch from the jab, shuffle in to the elbow range. And we're going to try a couple different elbows just to get comfortable with it. So we're going to throw our jab, and then we're going to pick up this lead leg to shuffle in, and then hit our front snap elbow. After we hit our front snap elbow, we're going to hit our downward diagonal. So jab, I'm going to shuffle in to cover the distance. Hit my horizontal elbow, my downward diagonal. You'll notice my type of horizontal elbow is short. And then when I do this downward diagonal, keeping this hand up to guard my face, I'm turning this hand out so I guard really, really tight. So you'll see my shoulder cover my jaw. And it's also like your forearm is hitting my other forearm. This just helps protect my face so I don't get hit. Okay? Jab, shuffle, horizontal, downward diagonal. Shuffle, okay, horizontal, downward diagonal. So jab, horizontal, downward diagonal. Jab, horizontal, downward diagonal. That's our first one. Our second one is we're going to go in vertically. So we're going to hit our jab. Then we're going to shuffle straight in for that elbow. So this is not an upward elbow. This is an inward elbow, also referred to as tashmarat if you're in Thailand. So I'm going to hit my jab. Now I shuffle in. There's my, notice I'm going to spear straight in with this elbow. Now for this one, I'm going to side in. Okay, with the side in, I'm opening up like the downward diagonal, but now I'm bringing it inward. Okay, so this is more of a linear elbow, which is very difficult to defend. It's very easy to defend, or easier to defend outside strikes. Inward strikes are harder because it makes your eyes cross. Okay, so I jab, straight in, side in. Jab, straight in, side in. And if you're in Thailand and they yell out sock, it's because they want you to elbow. So just in case anyone want to know. So jab, straight in, side in. 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 Okay, now that we've done, now our last one we're going to do is that those were two offensive ones. We're doing the jab to the elbow. Now we're going to finish with a defensive one. And the defense is going to be exactly the same, just the start is different. So offensively, I'm going to throw jabs until I can get into elbow range. Defensively, I'm going to use the long guard. I'm going to long guard until I feel that break in pressure. And when I feel that person penetrate in, that's when I elbow. So I don't need to shuffle in as much. Okay, I can just step in because they're going to cover the distance for me. So this is more defensive. So I'm using the long guard. They come in. I just step in. If you want to get a little extra power, you can still do this and bringing up that leg to create momentum. So I'm going to do it sideways so everyone can see. So I long guard. Now when I feel the person come in, there's my horizontal elbow. There's my downward diagonal. I long guard. I feel the person pressure in. Horizontal, downward diagonal. I feel the person pressure in. Horizontal, downward diagonal. They pressure in. Horizontal, downward diagonal. Now we're going to combine this with our follow water or our back quarter turn. So we're going to long guard, horizontal, downward diagonal. Long guard, horizontal, downward diagonal. Long guard, horizontal, downward diagonal. Horizontal, downward diagonal. Okay. Our next one, we're going to go same thing that we did earlier. We're going to go touch my okay, inward elbow with a side in elbow, which is my personal favorite. And then we're going to combine both of the drills together, or the two footworks together, and then add a spinning technique, because you can't do elbows for Thai unless you do an awesome spinning elbow knockout, which is awesome, which is always good. So, in my stance, I'm going to shuffle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my quarter turn, long guard. Now I'm going to go ahead and long guard, straight in, side in. 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 Okay, so we're now working the long guard, the quarter turn, kind of clear the line a little bit. Works great against a southpaw if you're traditional, or if you're a southpaw against orthodox. Now we're going to combine the two. So what we're going to be doing is that every time we come in on the elbow, we're really going to shuffle in hard with that long guard. So we're going to long guard, shuffle in hard, straight in. We're going to step across. We're going to turn our head first, because you have to look at your target when you're doing the spinning technique. So I'm going to look behind me, then I just lift my elbow. Now, depending on my height dictates where my elbow goes. Like if I'm the shorter fighter, I'm probably going to do an upward elbow. If I'm around the same height, I'll probably do horizontal. If I'm tall, I'll probably do downward. But the big thing is I'm turning my shoulders, and then my elbow just follows my shoulders. Then you can come back and do other techniques. I usually, personally, like to come back in the same direction so I can do another elbow and then follow up. So I've seen it done a lot of different ways. So we're going to go really slow, combine all the different types of footwork together. So we're going to long guard first. I'm going to shuffle straight in. Then I'm going to step, spin, okay, then spin again. And this can be, I usually like this one to be an upward elbow. Then I can do side in. So it's a lot of elbows. That's why we're doing it, because it's so many. Okay, so long guard, inward, step, spin, upward, step, inward again. So really, really slow. Long guard, inward, step, spin, upward, side in. Okay. And then one more time, then we'll add the quarter turn. Long guard, touch mala, spin, upward, side in. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Now we're going to add that quarter turn. So we're going to long guard, quarter turn, long guard, straight in, step, spin, upward, side in, long guard, and quarter turn. Long guard, touch mala, step, spin, upward, inward, long guard. So it's 4 elbows total. Long guard, touch mala, okay, step, spin, upward, inward. Long guard, touch mala, step, spin, upward, inward. Long guard, touch mala, step, spin, upward, inward. Long guard, spin, up, in. Now we're going to speed it up a little bit. So that's kind of your basic footwork. and elbows. So what I'm going to do to finish up today might be a little different, is I'm going to finish up today by reviewing all the different elbows as kind of like the cool down. So just a quick reminder of everything that we've gone over so far. And I know this class is a little shorter than usual because I know you guys are busy, have your own day, and only so much internet. Are there any questions so far? I know we got 5 people watching right now. If you have any questions, please write in the comment section so I can answer them. So just a quick review of everything we've done. We worked on the long guard, the quarter turn or follow water, the back step quarter turn. We also worked on shuffling in to cover distance. Okay, and then we also worked on the spinning elbow. We're going to finish the day by just reviewing all of the elbows, all 9, just to kind of give people a base. And then you can kind of take this footwork and kind of mix up the elbows as you see fit. Because the hardest part is closing in the distance of that elbow range. Once you get into that elbow range, now you can start hitting the elbows and then clinching and kneeing, where you score the most points in Thai. So are there any questions about anything I've gone over so far, or if anything that anyone needs to see again? Please write in the comment section. If not, we're going to go ahead and continue. Okay, I will take this as an overwhelming silent no. So let's just review all the elbows. So starting from the very beginning, we're going to do our horizontal. So now, first one's going to be our horizontal elbow. So horizontal, horizontal. Our second elbow is going to be diagonal up, diagonal up. Our third one's going to be diagonal down, diagonal down. Fourth one is going to be vertical. Our fifth one is going to be downward. Vertical, downward. Next one is going to be our side in, which is my favorite. Side in, side in. Then we have side out, which is also the same thing as that upward elbow. Okay. Then we have our straight in, and then we have our spinning elbows. And that is all 9. So one more time. Horizontal, horizontal. Diagonal up, diagonal up. Diagonal down, diagonal down. Vertical, downward, vertical, downward. Side in, side in, side out, straight in, and then spin, spin. And that is all 9 elbows. And then you can kind of mix them as you see fit. When I would get fed pads in Thailand, it would just be elbow after elbow after elbow. So it's really important that when you're doing all your elbows, that you're doing them in bunches. And then if we're talking about, for my ladies or other people who are very much interested in self-defense, the elbow is one of the safest techniques you can throw in a self-defense situation because you're not going to break it. I love boxing, don't get me wrong, but it's very easy to injure your hands in real life when you're doing it bare-knuckled. Elbows and knees are much safer when we're talking about a self-defense situation. So that's why I think a lot of people should train them. And these are great to shadow box. You get just in a bathroom mirror and just go over all the different elbows. But if you have a little more space, then you can practice it with the long guard and footwork. The long guard is great for elbows because all you have to do is feel that pressure inward. Because the whole idea about the long guard is I'm protecting my face, but I'm also stiff arming the guy. They pressure in too much, I just catch them in transition. So it's a really great way to kind of like a quick cut, which usually a lot of times is a fight ender. Because once the blood starts running in your eyes, like you can't see. And apparently, and blood burns. I don't know if anyone knows that. It doesn't feel very good in your eyes. So I really appreciate everyone coming out on a Tuesday at 6 o'clock to watch the class. This will be available 12 hours later. I also will have detailed notes for my patrons. On Patreon, I have a link in the comments section. I also am taking donations for the classes. On Venmo, I have my Venmo at the top of the comment section. So if you just want to donate like $1 a class or something like that, that just helps me a little bit, just keep putting this content out for you guys. I'm very excited. I will have more Muay Thai videos up for you on YouTube this week, including, like I said, Sagat wrapping hand video and then Sagat's explanation of the long guard. That will be out this week. I will also be teaching a class tomorrow, Adult Fundamental Jiu-Jitsu. It's great for teenagers and kids too, so anyone is welcome to watch that. I will also be running a Kali class, Kali FMA class on Thursday at 6 o'clock. And then Saturday will be the special Q&A class. So come and bring like all of your questions. So any question that you have in martial arts, it could be an MMA question, it could be a JKD question, it could be a self-defense question, it could be any question. I'm going to answer that. So the more people that come on Saturday, the better the class will be, because then there'll be more Q&A for everybody. Because I know there's a lot of people that I've got a chance to train with, like all across the country and the world, since I started my martial arts journey, and I want to kind of open it up to everybody, not just everyone I've trained with directly. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share the video. That really helps me out. When I get 1,000 subscribers, I can start recording this on my phone. And then also, if you want to become a patron, you can click that link above. So thank you guys so much. Kapuka.